այդ կիպերից են մագնիսառեսոնանսային տոմոգրաֆը կամ ինչպես ասում ենք MRT։
Ամասելակի գտի հեղինակը նույնպես հայ է։ Հայ է նաև այսօր աշխարհում հացետի արդիական դարձող պլաստիկ վիրաբուժության հեղինակը։
Եկեք դիտենք տեսանյութը և ծանոթանանք մեր հայրենակիցների ինքնին և գործունեությունը։
We live in a technological era when discoveries are made every day. TV, ATM, radiant, hairdryer and vacuum cleaner. Many of them are Armenians. One of them is Vahan Raymond Demedian. He was born in New York, medical educated at the University of Wisconsin, and earned a doctorate degree at Albert Einstein College of Medicine.
I am a scientist and invented the MRI scanner in 1969.
The first experiment took place on himself, but his own body did not respond to signals.
Because it did not work, the signals were not yet powerful, so we decided to try on a thinner person.
The second time he conducted the same test in 1977 with his assistant Nárínē Vasílyán. This time he succeeded and thus on July 3, 1977 at 4:45 p.m. Vahan Raymond Demedian created the MRI.
See, we are now capable of receiving brain image while it is unbalanced.
News of the creation of the new device spread the word press, and everyone began to talk about the national anthem Raymond Vahan Demedian, who invented the magnetic resonance imaging device. This card already allows surgical intervention to examine the internal organs and detect diseases.
We can penetrate to dilated depths of the body and we can see what no medical device could have seen before. Then we get a signal that is a quarter of a millimeter.
After the Median's invention, a number of geographical companies jointly began the serial impulse of the new device. However, the Median founded his own production of Phonar, which first produced MRI in 1980, but that did not prevent two prominent companies from copying the device. The Medians also appealed to the U.S. Court of Human Rights to study 1 million pages of documents from dozens of countries, resulting in the verdict in favor of the Medians.
Court demanded that the General Electric Company buy Phonar $128.07 and instructed it to stop producing illegal production.
The Median and two scholars were also awarded the Nobel Prize, but the committee did not award him a prize. This upset the scientists. Instead of the invention of MRI in 1988, President Reagan awarded him the National Medal of Technology, and in 2021, the Massachusetts Institute of Technology won a special award for the Median. The inventor of the subsequent Armenian nation opened 15 magnetic resonance imaging centers in the United States. His invention still remains one of the best ever achieved in medicine.
When Armenia revolutionized the world of plastic surgery. Born in 1879, Varazdat Kazanjan got into medicine upon the recommendation of a colleague. Kazanjan excelled in medicine. He became the first holder of title Professor of Plastic Surgery in Harvard University. Dr. Kazanjan's leadership was evident as he served as president of key medical societies. His contribution earned him prestigious awards, including the Special Honorary Citation in 1951. He revolutionized jaw fracture treatment at the Harvard Dental School Clinic, introducing simpler intermaxillary wiring method. Corporal Snowdon was admitted to the dental world on July 6, 1960. With severe injuries to the face and jaw, Dr. Kazanjan successfully reconstructed Corporal Snowdon's face using a prosthetic. appliance. Dr. Kazanjan's impact extended.
With numerous honors and awards, he left an indelible mark on the field of plastic and reconstructive surgery. He passed away on October 19, 1974 at the age of 95.
Իսկ դուք գիտեք, որ այս սարքի բանկոմատի հեղինակը հայ է։ Այո, ճիշտ հասկացաք հայ։ Ավելին իմանալու համար եկեք դիտենք տեսանյութը։
The beginning of the 20th century was fatal for Armenians. Many of them started to build their future outside the borders of the country. Some even managed to get an education, find a job, and become one of the most famous Armenians in the world. Pyotr Simjan, an American-Armenian inventor, also passed through this path. Later, everyone would recognize him as the creator of the ATM and the author of more than 200 inventions. Simjan was 10 years old when the wave of pogroms reached top as well. The only surviving child of the family managed to reach Beirut, then Marseille, then the United States. Here he was able to master English in a short time, graduated from the New Haven School and entered Yale Medical School. While studying, here he is also engaged in photography. It worked so well for him that after a short time he got a job as the head of the photography department of the laboratory. During the years of working here, he started doing various research. Every day after work, he experimented until one day he became the author of an invention. His first invention concerned photographic devices and medical equipment. He was so obsessed with all that he decided to create his own company, which should deal with serial production of equipment. At that time, as a result of many experiments, he revolutionized the world by creating the first ATM. Initially, the banks were not interested in the equipment and thought it would never come into use, but Simjan continued to develop the ATM software. He signed a contract with a New York bank to design the device the bank for a 6-month trial period, and his company went on to produce an unprecedented number of ATMs. He lived by this principle all his life. Even at the age of 92, when his sight had deteriorated, he continued to invent, remaining one of the most famous Armenians on the planet, the author of more than 200 inventions.
To Armenians living in Bucharest, it was a great festival on February 5. When little Hovannes was born into a family of well-known industrialized Adamians, whom Shirazadeh later called an internal student. He was not in vain to call Hovannes. The boy had many occupations, played the piano, played chess, and drew. The Adamians had a large library at home, and Hovannes did not live there for days. Perhaps he knew that the knowledge he had received would one day come to him, and with those expectations, he learned in Munich, Zurich, and the University of Berlin. He attended lectures at the University of Sorbonne, one of the finest lectures in the world, and had me speaking English signs. He was 6 years old, and he had mastered several European languages during his university years. After qualifying as an inventive architect, he opened his own laboratory, where he studied various studies. In 1918, he developed the first device in Russia to display black and white images. It was an important step in television, and in 1925, a three-dimensional imaging device was developed in Armenia. Such a system was introduced in Europe only in 1928. Thus, the world recognized Hovannes Adamian as the author of color television. The Columbia Society of America conducted its first experimental broadcast, after which many television stations began showing the first film with colored images. Hovannes Adamian was not confined to this invention. He established his second laboratory in Russia, and in time became the author of 20 other inventions. But his name remained eternal in history as a television author.